Hello, hello. How are you today? I'm just trying to get myself going here. And if you happen to see me, if you'll make a comment today, I'd appreciate it. I'm just trying to get myself going here. Let me get the and if you happen to see me, muted here. Make a comment. Sorry about that. I will learn. Okay, I got ready to start this and I could not find the page, and I have gotten myself all kind of worked up. I hope that you will be patient with me, and I'm glad to see you today. This is Joanne Hewins from LoveToCreate.typepad.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and this is a Facebook Live. Today we're going to focus on the Playful Alphabet dies, and I will get to that in just a few minutes. Hey Tina, good to see you. Let me show you first. I have 3 cards here that we're going to be doing at the Whisk and Barrel. This will be next Tuesday if you're local. It will be at 2 o'clock. Some of us meet at 1 o'clock and have a lunch, and then we do the class afterwards. We do the 3 cards with envelopes. The cost is $10, and I do like to know ahead of time if I could, if you're coming, so that I'll be sure to have enough stuff ready, although I usually have a couple extra in case we have a walk-in. We do try to be safe, so we ask that you bring your hand sanitizer and a mask to have available, and also if you'll bring the glue or the double-sided tape on a roller, that would be helpful, and I think I'll have about everything else for you. Hey Jane. Right now I have 2 people signed up, Laura and Jean. So if anybody else would like to come and take part, that would be great. So today we're going to work, as I just said, with the Playful Alphabet. This is in the annual catalog, and we're going to make 4 cards. Be patient with me because I might have bitten off more than I can chew, but I'm just going to talk about some of the basics about these letters, and then I'll show you a few cards that I've already made. So today we are going to do some stamping. I'm going to use a simple set so that the stamping can take a back seat to the alphabet dies. So we'll be using Beautiful Friendship for the stamping, and we're just going to use these 2 stamps for the hydrangea, and then we're going to use the Well Said. Now this comes in 2 packs, but we are just using a couple of the words from these larger words in our stamping today. So Beautiful Friendship and Well Said is what we'll be using. Okay, and for the first card, we're just going to make a background, and then we'll just do a word for our with our letters. So let me pull out the hydrangea stamp and the leaves, and I'm using today Mary Merlot and Old Olive for all of our cards. So I'm going to start with the Mary Merlot, and Tina on stage was great. I really enjoyed it a lot. I would love to have been there in person to see things, but this was really the next best thing, and I am really loving that new catalog that we're having, gonna have. Did you put in an order? I did, and it's supposed to be here hopefully on Friday. I had a hint that maybe some weather had messed up some things, so we'll see. Okay, so I just did some hydrangeas on there. I'm going to add a few leaves for interest. And those can just go anywhere you feel like putting them. Put some out this way. Okay, so for our letters that we're going to put on here, we're just going to do the word love. So I'm going to cut those out of the Mary Merlot paper. I'm going to go ahead, there's a lot of cutting today, so I'm going to go ahead and pull over my die cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to put down my Mary Merlot paper. See if I can get that where you can see it. And we're just going to get the word love. Now, one thing I like to show about this is that they have doubles of some of the letters, and that is just so helpful when you're writing out the words that you need. So let me just get out the letters for love, and it's not really going to matter if I have them straight on this piece of paper or not. So I'm just going to put them on there, and we will just cut. Okay, and let me just pull this out here. And probably the hardest thing is getting your letters to be even on the card. So I'm going to pull those off, and I'm just going to leave the love over here for a minute because I'm going to use it again. Okay, but one thing that I did was set up, sorry about taking a long time, set up a straight edge on my paper. So I'm going to just put this under here. I'm going to line that up on one of the lines on my grid paper, and then I'm going to use that to help me to get my letters on. So I'm going to turn these upside down, and I meant to change my glue. This one's kind of new. I'm afraid it'll come out a lot, but I'm just going to put some glue around here. And we will, I'm getting ready to lose my letters. We'll pick these up and add them to the card. And I'm just going to hold that down and just kind of butt it up against there. Okay, and those went down pretty quickly. So I'm going to pull that out, and I'm just going to pull over the word you. Again, that's going to come from the well-written stamp set, and I'll add the word you under here. So I have love you. Now, Stampin' Up, though, has an answer for those of you that don't really enjoy using the glue with your letters. So I'm going to move this aside. And I'm going to cut those letters out again. I dropped my L. Hold on just a moment. And this time I'm going to cut it out using a piece of paper that has the adhesive sheet on the back. Now the adhesive sheets look like this. And they have, let's see, 12 in the package. They're 6 by 12 inches long. And you can see I just have a little, this is a 1-inch strip of cardstock. And I just cut a small strip here of the adhesive sheet. So it's going to go a long way. So I'm going to pull back in my machine. I'm going to add the words love, or the letters for love. And you do put the ridges, they do go down. And it's not going to matter that I don't have them in order, because we're cutting them out. Alrighty. So I'll move that out again. And now I've turned these letters into stickers. So I'm going to bring my card in again. I'm going to bring in my yardstick or ruler that I have on here. And I'm just going to add this love up above there. So let me pull those off. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. Let me change that end. And we'll just get all my letters out of here. I've been using the letters, and they've been a lot of fun. I do like them a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this backing off, and I get a little fiddly here, especially with nails that have been done. So I'm just going to butt that up against there, and it just sticks right away. It's a little bit less than the glue, although I have to say the sticky does come off of those sheets as you're trying to put everything on, I think. But I just wanted you to see this alternative. And then one more letter. Okay, and you can see that they look about the same. Okay, and to finish that up, we'll just add it to a card base of Mary Merlot, 5.5 by 8.5, and scored at 4 1/4. And I'll just add this to the back. And today we are just not going to worry about the insides of our cards. I usually always do that, but I decided that I probably was trying to do enough. So there's our first card. And simple stamping, and then just adding, and we use glue for some, and then we use the adhesive sheets for one. Okay, I'm going to work on another card, and for this one I'm going to use a couple of the stitched nested labels. That is from this die set. And we're going to cut out some of the letters and have them go through or shine through from the piece below. So I'm going to stamp a little bit with my hydrangea. So I'm going to do a little bit up in here and a little bit over in here. And then we're just going to add some of our leaves. Okay, I think that will do. As you can see, I'm just doing super fast. And I'm going to glue this label down. And I'm going to be cutting the letters out of the white piece. Okay, so I'll set that aside. And we're going to use the word best this time. So let me pull those off. And I'll pull in my machine. And I'm just going to actually line these up. It will matter that they're in the correct order this time. And I'm going to line them up as best I can. Oops. Well, I've got a little bit of glue on my fingers. Okay, and we will put our top piece on carefully and put this through. Okay, now when I take this apart, I need to be careful because there are some inside pieces that I don't want to lose, and I may have already lost one because this B has two sections. There they are. So I'm going to put that over there, and I guess that's the only one. So let me take my letters, and I'll move this out of the way. And let me bring my card back in. And I'm going to glue this down. Now I could use dimensionals, but I just decided to glue. And I'm going to try to get some of this little inside part here. Okay, and that looks great. It's set for the B. So let's talk about how we would fix that. So what I'm going to do is put the original B back in. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue in those holes, and then I'll lift that. Well, actually no, I'll leave the B down there. I hope I didn't just glue it. Okay, and then we're going to bring these other pieces in. So I'm just going to sit that in where it would go, and we'll sit this one in where it would go. And now we need to pick up the other piece. Okay, and there's our word best. And of course we could use these letters for another project if we chose to do so instead of throwing them away. Okay, so you can straighten this up a little bit after it dries better. I've got a little bit of glue in there, but if I start messing with it right now, it's going to move. So this we'll just put on the background. Okay, and there we go with our second card. Pretty easy. Okay, trying to put these where I'll know where they are when we're done. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is put our letters up on dimensionals. So I'm going to bring in my hydrangea again, and I'm just going to stamp it all the way around. I think I'll flip it around so that dark part's not always in the same space. Okay, and we'll just put our letters there on the inside. Let me add a few more leaves. Okay, so this stamp set is in the annual catalog, and it's a great set if you want to do something quick and simple. And I felt like our stamping would be secondary today. So we'll just leave it at that. And we're going to do the word friend. So to help me to do that, I'm going to use the adhesive, foam adhesive sheets. So what I showed you a while ago was just thin. This one has a thickness to it that's like a dimensional. Okay, so I have cut that at about 1 inch, and I have 1 inch of my paper here. So I'm just going to peel off one side, and then I'll adhere it to one side of the cardstock. And this is a little bit larger than I needed, and I do have scissors. I'm just going to cut that off because I don't want it to stick in my cutting machine. So we'll have this, and let me bring in the machine, and we'll do the word friend. Let me put that down. Okay, last week we had 2 cards that had the same layout, kind of a fun fold, and I said that I would draw for someone to win those cards, and the winner is Lisa Diaz. So Lisa, I know at one time I had your address. I know I've mailed you something before, but if you see this, and I'll send you a message, I might need you to give me your address again. So I'm going to just pull this in, and just as we did before, we'll add the word friend. So let me pull those off. Get that inside out. My backing came off of that. I'll lay it back on there for now. But you can see these cut pretty easily. I used our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I just went through that one way, and it cut very nicely. Okay, there's my F. Okay, so I kind of need to lay these out and figure out about where I'm going to want them. I don't have to be exact, but yeah, about like that. And I'm going to go up a little bit. Okay, and so all I have to do is just peel off the back and adhere to the card. So Tina, if you ordered, what did you order from the product premiere? And Jane, what did you like best from the catalog looking at it? I can't wait to get one in hand. Okay, so there is my card with the word friend. I'm just going to scooch that off to the side. Now, I can see that that would have looked better if I had gone down a little bit further. But I wonder if this set has something I could do. Friend. I don't see anything right now. Okay. I'm sure there are other stamp sets. How about makes no. How about you mean the world to me? You can see I haven't used all of these. You mean the world to me. Okay. For some reason, I'm not. There it is. Okay. Let me stick this. I've got some green on my block here. And we'll try to stamp that without making it look too bad. Probably it would be better to have stamped that first. Okay, a little bit crooked. Okay, there we go. And What I did on another card, I'm just going to bring it in since it looks like nicer, is I cut out a few of the leaves and added that to the card. So I would have just stamped some of these, and then I just cut quickly. Around, and then I added that by using a glue dot down at the end here and using a dimensional out at the other end. So this is a little bit of that foam adhesive that I have left over, so I'm just going to add that there. And so it would stick kind of down and then out a little bit. So I think that would look better if I would do that. Another thing that I did to this one was add a little bit of the shimmer champagne mist. And this is made by filling one of the spritzers about that far up with 70% alcohol, and then pouring a pretty good amount, a big dollop of the shimmer paint in there. And I need to shake it up because I haven't used it since yesterday. Let me move my pad out of the way and just add a little bit of that, and it really is beautiful. Don't know if you can see that shimmer. This is the one that's dried, and it almost looks like silk. So I thought that was really, really pretty. So let me add, I'm going to add this one since it's the better looking one to this. And I'm actually going to turn my paper over so I don't get all that shimmer on there. I do like the way the glue gives you a little bit more time to get everything adhered straight. So, and I can see that shimmer comes off a little bit on that, but that's okay. So there's our third card. And then for our last card, we're going to do the eclipse method. I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to pull in my card front. I'm going to just stamp. Oops, I don't think I want it green. So I'm going to just stamp around. And I'm going to put in the word happy up here. And I probably should stand up to stamp because I sure am getting it crooked. Let's see if this looks any better. And I'm going to put friend down there. And I think I probably need to add some of the leaves. Couldn't find my stamp. So let me add leaves here and there. And for some reason I'm getting this green all over my block. I'm trying to be careful not to stamp that. Okay, I think that will do. Yeah, I like the dragonfly. I'm having a hard time seeing the comments because I did my sound and that window did not go down. So the comments have to go up just a little bit. So Jean, I like that dragonfly and the coneflower and the hydrangea. I'm on the same page. Okay, I'm going to bring in the card and we are going to cut out the word birthday. That's a pretty long one, so give me a moment, and I'm going to have to try to cut it out or put it on here as straight as I can. And then I'll show you how we're going to cut this out and add it back in for that eclipse look. Okay, and then this will be our last one. Okay. Okay, now that might not be super straight, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to carefully lay my top down. And again, just like I used on the bee before, this bee is going to have some spots that I want to be sure and save. So I'm going to try to be careful about taking all of this apart. Okay. So here's the bee. And there are the two parts that go with it. Here's the R, oops. And it has a part that goes with it. T, H, D, A, Y. And that A has a little thing that goes with it. And here it is. Yay. So I have all of my little pieces. There's the D. Okay. So I'm going to have to go ahead and adhere this to the card front. Don't think we want to put that die in there. I'm trying to get a little bit of the glue in between some of these things. Okay. And again, I'm sorry about the Crooked Happy and the Crooked Friend. Okay, so we are going to go ahead, and I was thinking that we were through with our cutting, but we are not. Okay, so I'm going to take our Mary Merlot strip, and I'm going to add some of the foam. So I think I'm probably going to need more than that. So let me cut just a little 1-inch piece of this. Okay. And okay, so we'll put this here, and let me cut another piece. Open this up. And let me cut a little 1-inch piece of this. Sorry, I thought I had enough cut, but you'll get to see how I did that. And then we'll peel this off. Okay, so let me, hopefully I'm not going to lose my little pieces up there. And let me set this aside, and we'll bring back our machine one last time. Okay. I want to make sure I get all the letters. B. Okay, almost enough to get that out, but not quite. Let me find my Y. And we'll run that through. Okay, now we are through with our cutting. Okay, so we'll just go through and add these letters back in. And you know what? I really messed up. We're not through cutting because I don't need to cut those with the card stock. I need to cut them just out of the foam. So I'm going to have to do that again, and I'll have those words for birthday for another time. I apologize. I can't seem to get through one of these without a mistake. Okay, I bet some of you wondered, what is she doing? Okay. If you have any ideas about something that you would like for me to show you on one of these lives, I would love it if you would just give me a comment or shoot me an email or something and let me know, because I would love to do something that you're really interested in seeing. I'd love to feel like I'm being helpful. Okay, now. Okay, I see that you probably miss seeing a good deal of that. Sorry about that. Okay, and I'll push that up a little further up. Okay, so we'll take our B and I will poke out these center parts. Okay, and I'm going to lay this in here. I'm not going to stick it yet. I'm going to lay it in here. Actually, I'm going to lay this B in here. And just as I did before, I'm going to put those pieces in. And they should continue the pattern just as they did before they were glued down. Okay, now we'll put the B on, we'll stick it in there. We'll take this top layer off and then we'll stick the letter. And so that's what we'll do for each one of these. So I'm ready for the I. And since I don't have to match anything in that, I'll just put it down. Excuse me. I hope that didn't cut me off. Okay, and then we're going to need to put a little inside in the R, so I'm just going to lay that there. Put a little dot of glue. Put that inside in there. And then we'll take this R, poke out that inside, take off the sticky on the back, add it in, pull that off, and put that back on. Okay, we're ready for the T. The sticky's off of that. So we'll add it. And it's almost like your word is camouflaged, but you can see the that it's raised. Okay. We'll do the H. Tina, I think my order comes on Friday. I think I might have said that. I haven't checked what they said today about it. But it did make me think that the weather might change things. It's been a day for weather here. I suppose most of you who are watching now are local, but for anyone who isn't, we've had at least 3 inches of rain today. And anyone who knows me, we did have a little bit of leaking in our basement, but it was not bad. And John has stayed on top of things, so we are pretty much good to go, I think. And I've ended up with a lot of little bitty pieces of stuff everywhere, haven't I? Okay. Get that center stuck in there. And we're on the way downhill now. So we'll take that off. Take off that top sticky layer. And add our A. And we are almost done. Oh dear. And that would be pretty to add some leaves like I did on the other one. But here we go. Let me push all that out of the way again. And here's that. I don't know if you can kind of see the 3D of it all or not, but that is called the eclipse method. So let's look at what we've done today. We started out just gluing on the word love. We did that with glue, and we also did it with the adhesive sheets that Stampin' Up sells. Looks like this. And then we did the card where we cut out, and we had to piece in some of those letters that were letter parts that were missing. We did the word friend with our 3D and the cardstock, and then we did the eclipse method with our letters. So I hope that that was helpful to you for some ways to use our letters, and that you'll think about purchasing those. You can purchase them from me. I'll have links. This will go up as a blog post on Saturday, and I will have directions and the links posted on that. So thank you so much. Lisa Diaz was our winner this week of the cards, and we will have a drawing for people, for someone to win these 4 cards, even though they don't have the inside, but anyway, we'll do it. So thank you so much for listening to me today. I appreciate it, and I hope that you get to go stamp. Bye-bye.